Hey Leute, hier ist Bobby Lieber aus der zukünftigen Heimat des LGBTQ-Plus-Museums. Alle sind aufgeregt und verstehen sich total gut. Kann man das doch nicht machen? Das ist absoluter Schwachsinn.
Es ist die Woche der Bisexualität und keiner hat das auch nur eines Wortes gewürdigt.
Der Monat der lesbischen Geschichte war im März und dazu hat keiner irgendwas gesagt.
Typisch, die Lesben kriegen einen Monat und wir nur eine Woche.
I was wondering, what did inspire you to do this movie, actually?
You know, for years, I mean, I love making romantic comedies. This is now my third. I love the genre. And for years, I was intrigued by the idea of romantic comedy about two gay men falling in love. But I'm straight. It's not really my story to tell. I wouldn't be able to do it correctly. And then I worked with Billy Eichner on, first I cast him in Neighbors 2, and then I cast him in this show called Friends from College that I created with my wife. And he was so funny in the show, but he also was a really good actor, which I didn't realize. And then we screened the first episode of that show in a movie theater. And every time Billy was on screen, the audience exploded. And I was like, oh, he's a proper movie star. He's a movie star. And so I approached him about writing a romantic comedy for him, kind of a comedy vehicle for him. And he was really into the idea, and we just started working on it.
Ich sag euch mal, was heute fortschrittlich ist, allein zu sein. Ich liebe mein Leben, meine Freiheit, meine Unabhängigkeit. Das ist traurig. Dass ich keine Dreierbeziehung will? Ich will nicht mal eine Zweierbeziehung.
Billy and Nick were actually inspired by their favorite rom-coms when they wrote the script. I was wondering, is there a rom-com or in general any movie that inspired you that had a really impact on you in the past?
Well, I've been saying Pretty Woman because that's up there as one of my favorites for sure.
Yes, I love that too.
Yeah.
I think the writer in me reacted, I think it would be a much younger, pre-becoming a writer, but when Harry Met Sally, to me, the banter of that, the back and forth, which really rode on the writing of that, two people in a car dissecting, relationships, being friends, can they be lovers, that kind of thing. I think the writing stuck out to me. I mean, rom-coms, a good needle drop is always going to inspire you. Whatever song my best friend's wedding, 4 times they sang out loud together as a group. That alone inspires you to want a life where you break out in song at a restaurant.
I think for me, my favorite rom-com, one of them is Overboard with Kurt Russell and Goldie Hawn, because not just the arguing and all that, but you persevere through that to get to this loving relationship. And it's just, I don't know. And that's what I have to compare to, because this is something that's never been done, where it's LGBTQ. And so I take from that the comedy, and the comedy in this is incredible and impeccable because it's unbelievable.
Most definitely. My most favorite rom-com of them all is Pretty Woman.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Without saying, it's really the best one for me because every girl wants to have that, knight in shining armor pull up in his limousine and ride away on his horse, literally. But that is definitely an inspiration to me because my story is not so far from that. It's just that I never can keep the white knight on the horse. He always just vanishes in the wilderness because he's afraid to explore and express, his sexuality or his desires for a trans woman. And so the importance of this movie displaying the love between, two gay men opens the door for conversations about the love between a man and a trans woman, a man and a gender non-conforming person. It just shows that it is possible for you, whoever you are, to ride away on your horse with your white knight.
Oh mein Gott, da ist Aaron. Ist super heiß.
Gays können so dämlich sein.
Das ist wahr, aber wir waren klug genug, um uns als klug zu vermarkten.
Auf unser kleines Geheimnis.
What I was wondering, what was the most valuable thing you learned while doing this movie?
You want to go, sister?
Well, you know, my takeaway from it was that when you fall in love with somebody, it doesn't matter, you know, whether you're gay or whether you're straight. I took it, I looked at it and I said love really is love, regardless of what your color is, regardless of, you know, who you choose to fall in love with. We kind of all go through the same roller coaster of emotions. Another big thing that stood out to me was the way that Billy and Nick Stoller, the way they wrote the characters and their stories. So I looked at Bobby's friends, the couple and their children, and the way they normalize same-sex relationships and marriages. I thought it's a very big takeaway, and it's going to do a lot for straight households that are raising children, and in dispelling that narrative that who we are as LGBTQ people being in love with same sex is wrong. I think it'll help get rid of that idea.
Was geht ab?
Was geht ab? Alles klar.
Ja, Alter, ich brauche Hilfe, Bro!
Wir brauchen hier Hilfe, Bro!
Was ist nur los mit dir?
Ich war immer stolz, für mich selbst verantwortlich zu sein. Aber der Typ will mir nicht aus dem Kopf.
Ihr seid beide der Popopate, das ist das Problem.
Popotan! Oh, Popotan!
Schwuler Sex hat mehr Spaß gemacht, als es Heteros noch unangenehm war.
Oh Gott, wisst ihr noch, wie das mit den Heteros früher war?
Ja, das war noch Zeit.